Alright guys, I'll show you this that I built. Hopefully the fan noise isn't too loud. Made like a, I don't know, somewhat bulletproof clutch assembly. I added this spring here, drilled a hole and put it in there, painted it all. I put in a grease fitting so I can grease it. These are both sealed on the ends with new bushings. And then I put in grade 8 bolts, painted this bracket. Then I've got a heim joint here. I've got a heim joint down there, and then this is a hardened bushing, and then it's adjustable. It's adjustable there, and then I can get adjustment there, and then this rod that goes up and down, and then it makes it where it's very little friction, very low friction instead of just plastic bushings. It just moves like nothing. And I use this spring just to hold this part together. There'll be another spring that goes up here. That's basically the clutch return spring. This just holds this together if you're hitting bumps and stuff, because this little piece is kind of heavy. But the way I did it, it's a little more surface area there, which will cause friction, but it also will be a more robust fitting than just a little point that's there, because in case it ever wears out the back of this. But yeah, I thought that was kind of neat. I added that. It took me an hour or so to make all that, drill it out to 3/8, and then I used all grade 8 bolts. And then and then over here I got and then show you a little more of this. This is all in, the headers are all in, the plugs are all in, all the accessories are in, and a new harmonic balancer. And then I set it up to time off the one side. It'll be a little backwards, but I can still tell where the timing is. And then but I got that set up, and I got a new coil come in, a high vibration coil, so for off-road. And then I know the plug wires are blue, but I had them laying around for a long time, and they all together looks okay, but it'll be all right. I got some red and some blue, and then this is what it kind of looks like. These little things here are really trick, but they're kind of expensive. They're for a set of two, they're $25 each. So you're looking at a couple $100 just for those little keepers. But man, they work good. They look really good, and they keep it like perfect, and I run them on all my stuff. So those are a little expensive, but that's probably a little bit of bling that, oh well. And then got a reverse light set up here, and then I just ordered tail lights for it that have reverse in them, so I'll be able to use the reverse. I'll hook it up so that there's the plug. I'll hook it up so that it has reverse lights, and then in this 5-speed. And then I got the drive shafts all done. Of course, I think I said that earlier. And then here's a lot of the fuel system I'm running. I got a return line ran. I got a 10 micron and 100 micron lines. I got all my brake lines ran. I got the fuel pump in the tank and the sending unit. And then in the vent tube that I'm rigging. All the brake lines are done. And like I said, the headers are bolted up. I had to tweak things a little bit to make everything clear, the cross member. And then so this main piece of this beast, the carriage or the frame, is essentially done. So I'm moving on now. This is kind of neat. I was going to show you this, but to the body, and I'm cleaning up this whole engine bay. I had to rebuild. You can't see it because I covered it, but it looks kind of like this over here, and that was all gone. So I had to rebuild all that new, and then repaint that battery box and bolt it down. Now I'm adding the hood struts to hold this hood up. I'm taking that plastic thing out. I may replace this hood. I might do a 2-inch riser hood, but I'm still debating on whether I want to repaint this buggy, because I am putting a new tailgate on it. I've got everything stripped out of the dash, and getting ready to put a lockable glove box in it, and then cut this dash out and build a panel for it for all my electronics. And then I'll have to cut the floor, and then I'm going to be rhino lining the whole inside of this, probably putting a new windshield on it. That's what makes me think if I replace this hood, this tailgate's definitely going to replace. It's coming. It's rusted at the bottom. And then, but again, this is going to be used. It's not going to be a pretty thing. There's a crack here on the hood. I can weld that and fix it, but the struts, the rods that I have, let me show you, I'll show you later too when they get done, actually help brace this. And so they actually would work to secure that hood, that crack in that hood, if I didn't want to screw around too much with that hood. But I may throw a new hood on there. I'll have to see. The only problem with the hood that I'm looking at has a 2-inch riser, kind of like a cowl induction look, which looks pretty trick on these, but it says you can't use these hood shocks, which are over here. It says you can't use these. I don't know, I bet you I could use them. And then there's the rod that goes from the pedals down, and then I rebuilt this pedals. I put all new return pads and all new brake pads on them. So they're all fresh, all bushings, everything's new, and it's painted. And that is your clutch and brake setup. And that's then this is an extra long actuator because of the body lift I'm doing to it. So yeah, that's kind of an update right now. This is what's kind of neat about having a lift, because I can set the body on the lift, take it off the carriage back there, set it on the lift, and drop it all the way to the floor and work on it, and drop it way above my head, and pull it, lift it way above my head, and work on it. So it's kind of neat having that lift and being able to move that body up and down like I do. It's the front of it moves a little. I think it's okay though. I don't care. And these actually hold the body together, so it doesn't just fold in half. But yeah, I try to kind of keep an eye on it. You really can't move it too much, so I don't think it's anything. Surprisingly light. I can lift this body right off of this lift with my hands. And so I don't know, the body maybe 500-600 pounds. I don't know, it could be more. I'd have to check. But that's surprisingly light. And then this is heavier, but it's still not that crazy heavy. Without the engine, I could pick it up real easy with this hoist. And that's a 1 ton, basically a 1 ton because of the dollies. Now I wouldn't pick up the nose of it because I think that's probably more than I don't think it'd be 2,000 pounds, but it's probably enough where I wouldn't want to stress it too much and pick it up. No reason to. But yeah, so continue to work on it and keep you guys updated. And so far, so good. Now I got to clean this all up, paint it, and then put the brake booster in it and the electronics. And that's the next big thing on it. It's going to be the electrical. And then, yeah, it'll have all LED lighting. And it'll be a pretty cool rig when it's done, but keep going. See you later. Bye.